should you increase or decrease calories while dieting? See, most people talk about how you should start off with a slight caloric deficit when you start a diet. Okay, just enough to lose a little bit of weight, and and then after that, when you stop losing weight, when you come to a plateau, then you either increase the cardio or you decrease the calories you consume. Okay, both ways create a caloric deficit that's greater, okay? So the idea is you start off dieting with, cutting a few calories, then you cut more calories, then you cut more calories, then you cut more calories, okay? Now this might work for like a bodybuilding, bikini figure, men's physique competition, okay? Where you have to look really good on this one day at this one time, and what happens the next day doesn't matter. Because what you're gonna see a lot of is you'll see people like crashing, okay? Their metabolism shot, they have no energy, they're just dying, most of them are on some kind of stimulants to be able to handle the hunger and to be able to operate, to be able to function, so when game day comes, when they have their bodybuilding competition, the next day they just binge and they just start eating and eating and they end up, fat again, okay, and then they have to diet down for the next competition, which, like I said, it's a sport. If that's your sport, that's fine. But if you're dealing with a person who just wants to look good and be healthy, okay, I really prefer to start with a large, caloric deficit, okay, cut calories a lot in the beginning, and then slowly add them in, okay? So let's say I've got somebody, most of the people that come to me for training are already, they've watched my videos and, they're already fat adapted. They're already on a low carb diet. So let's say I take somebody like that and I put them on the pure protein diet, okay? It is not a sustainable diet, okay? It's mostly protein, a little bit of fat, low calories, okay? You can't stay on that forever. Depending upon how overweight the person is, they'll be able to stay on it for at least a couple weeks, okay? Then after that, I might say, okay, listen, on the weekend, I might give them a breakfast, like eat whatever you want as long as it's just fat and protein. No carbs, okay? Don't get bloated, don't destroy yourself, but you could have, a big stack of bacon, a steak, as many eggs, omelet, cheese, whatever you want, okay? So that will kind of they were depleted. Then after that, they kind of feel a little bit better, okay? It's kind of a refeed of calories, they eat, they feel full. Then they could go ahead and go on to the next week of dieting, okay? After a while, they might need Saturday and Sunday a really high fat breakfast. They might need the entire day to eat more fat, okay? So after a while, I'm basically increasing, not necessarily during the week, but at certain times during the week, I'm increasing the amount of calories that a person takes in. Then we might go to fat cycling, okay? We might go to basically you have you have higher calorie, okay, and higher fat on workout days, and then on days where you just rest or do cardio, you'll be on the pure protein diet, okay? So you'll be, taking in the calories you need to fuel your workouts when you are working out, but when, like I said, you're just doing cardio or resting, you're basically, leaning out more. You're in a caloric deficit, okay? So once again, you're taking in even more calories, okay? And then at the very end, you'll basically be on just straight up keto constantly. But this will be after these phases where phase after phase after phase, you actually ate more, okay? So now you're lean, and you're also in a diet that you could actually sustain, a straight up keto, straight up low carb diet. You don't have to worry about what happens when you cut, add cardio, add cardio, add cardio, and then at the end, you're kind of stuck. Where do you go from here, okay? And then after your bodybuilding competition, you just go back to eating normal and you balloon up, and like I said, you have to diet again. Whereas with here, you start with a huge caloric deficit and you slowly add in calories as you need them. So by the time you're done dieting, by the time you're done cutting all the fat you want and you're at your level of leanness you want to be at, you're also at a sustainable amount of calories, a sustainable amount of fat, okay? So you're no longer really dieting, you're basically just eating healthy.